Okay, as you can see now, I've gone ahead and taken my copied drafting sheet that I created from the previous process that we went through, where I actually sketched out the drawing. I went ahead and scanned it, went ahead and cleaned it up in Photoshop, and brought it in as a drawing sheet. This way I don't have to go back and draft each section of my drawing again. And kind of get a better idea is that now that my sheets are already done, all I have to do is just take it down and start drafting. So that's really very valuable. Now, where are we in this project? Well, where we are in this project is we've completed our concept drawing of what our product's going to look like. We know that we're going to be building a tissue box. It's going to look something like this and work with these parameters. Now, even though it's going to look like this, we have to put this together, and it consists of a lot of parts. It consists of a back side, a front side, a left side, a right side, and a top side. So now what we have to do is we have to start drafting the individual parts in order to create an assembly drawing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically take this part right here, and I'm going to measure it, and I'm going to draft it onto my drafting sheet here. So this starts out the design process. Again, I've got two back sides. I don't have the other left side here. We're going to be drawing the left side as well. And then we're going to draft in the top side. Now on the top side, we're going to do a change here. We're not going to actually make this rectangular hole. As you can tell, it's kind of a little wobbly here. And that's a manufacturing challenge and a manufacturing problem. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a round circle, and I'll show you how to draft an isometric. Now, from the previous drawing we had done using our ortho isos, we had set up our drawing into 4 quadrants. We had our top view, as you see here. We had our front view, as you see here. And we had our right view, as we've seen here. And those 3 views right there represent an orthographic projection. Now, we also included on here an isometric here. Now, here's where we're going to differ from the last drawings that we had created. One is that I asked you to, off center line, come off of this 1 inch above and 1 inch below, which would have been basically here and here. Well, that's way too big. So what we're going to do differently, because these parts are much bigger than the parts on the ortho isos, is we're only going to come off 1/2 inch. And that's why I put these marks in 1/2 inch off center on the vertical as well as center on the horizontal. So let's get started. So I'm going to go ahead and draft over here my existing lines, come across here and draft in these lines as you see there. So you can kind of see I've already started. Now, I'll come across here and from the top using my T-square and always make sure your tape's down. The tape kind of rolled up on me. So we'll come up here this way and we'll draft this guy in as well. We'll put that in, as you can see, and then we'll come over here and we'll put this in. Now, again, we're going to be working in half scale. We're off of this an inch, off of this an inch. Now let's, 1/2 inch from the center. So let's go make some measurements real quick. We're going to draft this front part here. So the front part going across here is, okay, that's 6 1/4 inches. So I guess that would be 3 1/8 coming across here. Okay, so half, we're going to use half scale. So let's go ahead and make that indication here. So 1 inch colon equals 1/2 inch. Okay, now this drawing obviously is the front, so we're going to call this one front. So we'll come over here and we're going to make, let's trace this on here. Since this part is actually going to be used twice, we're going to make 2 drawings. We're going to make this drawing signify for 2 parts. So in our drawing name that we're going to put in here, and make a little line there so you can see how we can draw there. You're going to see front, as you can see here, front, and back. No sense in drawing this twice, because it's the same part. As you can tell, they're the same part. We'll just use this drawing to make both. So we said half of 6 1/4 was 3 1/8. So let's come over here to 3 1/8, and we'll make for ourselves a mark there. We'll take our T-square and our 30/60/90, and we'll extrude that up to the top edge. Now I'm going to use a lot of extrusions going up and down. Now let's measure the height of this on a vertical. So the height on this on a vertical is going to be, we're going to say 5 inches, just to be on the safe side, 5 inches. So half of 5 is 2.5. All right. So we'll come in and we'll measure down to 2.5. And as you can see, this drawing is, in this part, based on the 1/2 inch scale we're taking up, is taking up quite a bit of the worksheet, so or the drawing sheet. So we're going to come across here, draft that in, come across there, draft that in as well. Now here's kind of a tricky part. Okay, the thickness of this. Now the thickness of this is going to be, for the front side, is going to be, and the top side, looks like it's going to be 3/4 of an inch, 0.75. So we're going to come over here, we're going to get 0.75, make a mark on our drawing sheet for that, 0.75. We're going to put that in. Make sure that our T-square is not moving on us. Come up, put 0.75 in. Now the object lines are a little light, but we'll come back and darken those up. Remember, the object lines are always the outside lines that define your part. And we'll come up here to this. We'll make ourselves a mark right there. And we'll put that in. Put our T-square up here. Move this up. And we'll draw us a line across. I'm going to go heavy. And you can see that dark line. Now let's come back and darken these guys up so that we can see these much better. Okay. Darken that up. Now I went over here to the far right and just kind of made a mark as to, hey, it stopped, don't go past that. So that's what that little mark was there first. Double that up, and we'll come back here. We're going to darken this guy up here, right there. Okay. I'll extend across to the, take my extension line across. Probably should have fingerprint done this better. I'll do that. Now, using one of these little handy drafting tables like that I've got that I made out of India, I can just come back now and put my 30, 60, 90 on the very edge, holding my fingers down, and I can draw over the top of it if I don't have a T-square, which some of you will not have T-squares because we ran out of them. So now, but I'm going to use both at this time. So I'll come up here and I'll start from the left and move to my right. It's always good practice doing that. So we'll start from the left here, come down, and we'll do this. Alright, so we'll draft that in there as you can see. Make sure this is all squared up. Okay, so now we've got our object lines in. Looks pretty good. We're going to stop here for now. I'll upload this video to show you again. We're working with 1/2 inch scale. We're going to go include, for these two parts, we really only need one drawing. So that's why in the drawing right here, I went ahead and said front and back, so that covers that. So then we're going to come back and we're going to draft in this ISO. The ISO will be at a different scale than 1.5 inch. We'll probably go 1:1/4 inch. So we'll make the ISO 1/4 inch because the ISO part is going to be so big that it will not fit on the drafting sheet as you see here. Okay, let's stop for now and we'll come back to that.